welcome everybody to this week's episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with
Uncle Spoke.
Brother Damon.
we welcome you this week. This is the podcast about communication. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's serious, whether it's introspective, whether it's caring, whether it's sympathy, empathy, whatever. We covered a wider range of what kind of conversation we should have amongst each other, and it's a respectful situation. Even if we're arguing, it's respectful. So welcome tonight. Enjoy it. I'm sure we're going to enjoy the podcast. Damon, as always, how you doing today, brother?
Man, dude, I've been sick all week, man. Getting to see my grandbaby, man. She lifted my spirits today. You know what I'm saying? And I feel blessed in that regard, bro. You know, it's just the little things, man, that you have to pay attention to, man.
That's
Do
real.
not take for granted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jaquari, how was your day today, sir?
It was cool, man. It was cool. My whole week, man. I was ailing this week myself, man. You know.
Mhm.
So subsequently, I didn't attend work this week, and so
Oh
Saturday.
man. Oh, you okay, sir?
Yeah.
I know. I ain't get that memo.
Well, I mean,
So I think it's wink, wink. Mental health and
No.
physical health.
no. It's physical. I do take mental health days. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but because I like next week, I got to use my rollover time before I go to sick time in January, so I'm taking next week off. But
So really, that's kind of a vet move, man. My man.
Yeah, man. He got it down pat, don't
I mean, it just worked out that way. I mean, because I really was sick, man. And I had my wife.
No, I'm not questioning it, bro. I'm just messing with
he? Yeah, I didn't question it either. I'm just saying you.
I had my wife running around for me and shit, tending to me and everything. Which was different.
you. They were different, dog. No doubt, no doubt.
But it's been a good week though, bro. How you week, bro?
Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I've had my ups and downs, but been good week.
Oh,
man.
you went through the gamut, bro.
Yeah,
Spiritually, emotionally,
yes, sir.
you went through the gamut.
Yeah, and I think we're supposed to, but see, some of those things that I named, we ignore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's smooth sailing, then check, let's move on. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's just how it is, man. I think when you built to be a certain way, man, and to me, it's purposeful, especially in our little group, right? The baby boomers, just for frame of reference, the baby boomers and Gen X, that little group right there is purposeful and coincidental that you built to survive, built to get through it. You built because it's purposeful because our parents like, yo, look, you got to be on it. You got to be, you remember, I know y'all heard this many, many times. You got to be 3 times better than such and such to do this. And when you go out here to win. You do not hesitate. You feel what I'm saying? Our generations understood that because and y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Were we taught survival? Is that a word to put on it? Or what do y'all think?
I would. You know what? I learned a lot. Don't get me wrong, and I tried to pay attention to our parents and everything. But as far as application, man, I pretty much. I pretty much just stumbled through shit. I mean, because I didn't originally acknowledge or believe that I was a good dude. It took a lot of outside influence, a lot of outside comments, man, for me to even register that shit. Because none of my positive traits are practiced. You dig what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's just certain shit that I wouldn't do naturally. So I don't think that makes. Fuck was that? You
What?
heard that?
Who was
No,
what?
I heard. Okay, I heard something. I'm sorry. I've been
What you
thinking.
hear?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
you didn't hear a scream, did you?
No.
That's what I'm saying. What did you? Was it blood curdling?
Yeah.
Is somebody in danger?
Go ahead and finish this point then.
No, but I mean, just it once I understood what once I understood what a positive trait was, that's when I really started, trying to hone in on things or whatever. But I didn't, it was just natural. Just just being a decent person was natural.
I think he was always a straight shooter, man. I think that's innate in you, man. You've always been that person.
But
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
it's a situation where for me, if I actively try to pursue a certain thing, then I'll fuck it up. And I'll be. I mean, seriously, it's happened. I paid attention to myself enough to know that when I'm trying to be cool, it always just explodes or whatever. I'm not a cool guy. I'm not a naturally cool guy. When I'm trying to be cool. Otherwise, and other times, man, it just happens. That's why I always said, man, that whenever I hear, and I said it on this platform before, man, whenever I hear about a person giving himself a nickname or saying that they're a cool guy, I don't believe it. You can't dictate that. Like the Fonz off of Happy Days. The Fonz off of Happy Days, how he talked about being cool and he was just like the epitome of fucking cool or whatever. He can't declare that. He can't declare that. Not in the beginning, but once he starts to pay attention to those outside influences or whatever, and
Well,
he likes what he hears, then that's what he starts to capitalize on.
he definitely had props.
He
That's
did.
for damn sure.
He really, really did. He really, 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 really did.
You know what I'm saying? In my naivete, I thought he was cool as hell, to be honest with you. With the leather coat and the tight blue jeans.
But I mean, he was a boy to be
I'm
walked
saying,
with the wood.
that's the definition of cool? Shit. What am I doing wrong?
And it wasn't it Arthur Fonzarelli. He was like 25, and everybody else and Richie Cunningham was like 16 when they started hanging out. Like, what the fuck?
He was a prevert, huh?
He was something because he had all them young girls around him and everything. Like the Fonz wasn't right. He wasn't right.
But look, okay, so the thing about it is, when you think about it, that was normal white behavior because it became the number one show and he became an actual cultural icon.
And it crossed boundaries.
Look.
He became a cultural icon because he got away with shit, just like the president, because he got away with shit. It doesn't alleviate his piece of shit status.
Wow. I didn't even think about making that correlation, bro.
Yeah. Arthur Fonzarelli was a piece of shit, man. He was.
Oh my God, man.
When it came to them high school girls and he was what, 18?
I didn't even think about it, man.
The 18, 19 years old hanging out on the high school campus and the little high school cafeteria.
I put Fonz in his young 20s, man. He had his own garage, Key.
That's later on down the line.
So he was down there trying to pimp then, huh? He was pimping.
Trying to do something, he wasn't right.
Look at you. Now you're trying to start some stuff. I got you.
No, I'm not.
Oh man, that's funny as hell, man. Because I never thought about it in that regard, bro. I just thought he was a cool dude, man. You know what I'm saying? For what it is worth.
I always thought he was too old for them cats, man.
We all thought he was cool. He was a cool character or whatever, but some of his moves or whatever were predatory. I'm just saying.
Of course.
Damn.
You got to think about it, the way you grew up. That was kind of normal behavior, man. Because I remember in middle school, one of our aunts, one of her best friends, was dating the janitor at the school.
Ooh, what?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What?
He was a young guy. She was. Well, how old are you in eighth grade? How old are we in eighth grade? No, what? 14?
Young.
Yeah, like 14 years old, 13, 14.
Um,
Okay, yeah, about 14.
So
we can go with that.
hey, look, I was telling everybody.
You
I said,
need
that's crazy. Yeah, man, because he didn't care. This brother did not care. He did not hide it. You know what I mean? But our little young friends, Eric. I think if you think hard enough, you remember who I was talking about. Our the little girls thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like, man, do you understand? This is a grown man.
even at Ipsy High. I mean,
Yeah.
Ipsy High when I was a
As a
sophomore.
matter of fact, he followed her to her ninth grade year at Hipsy High. That's real.
When I was a sophomore, it was dudes who worked at Ford coming to pick, coming to pick girls up.
You bullshit, man.
Hey,
Right,
it might as well have been.
right.
It was like dudes I seen that y'all was cool with coming up.
Yeah,
coming,
no, that's
yeah,
real. That's real.
yeah.
Look, and I always had a problem with it, bro. I've always said something about it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hold my tongue because that's crazy. That was crazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was crazy to me, especially
Absolutely.
if I knew the guy. Like, man, hey, man, what the hell are you doing up here? What the fuck is wrong with you? No,
Wow.
cuz look, all right.
I was oblivious to all that shit, bro. I'm gonna be
No,
honest with you.
I just see it all the time. One of them got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And then mysteriously going, saying she had to go down and take care of her grandma. And went down to Mississippi or Arkansas or Alabama, one of them spots. I forget where she from, her people from. Had the baby, came back, left our ninth grade year, came back, in which it's high school. I get it. If you're active, you're active. You know what I'm saying? But just understanding, paying attention to your surroundings, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. You know what I mean? And I understand if you're in high school, you got a little girlfriend, and y'all active, it's what it is, man. You know what I mean? Not condoning it, but that stuff happens. You know what I mean? But when you grown, how do I don't respect that. I've never respected that, bro.
So it wasn't no gatekeeping happening back then, huh?
Yeah, it was. But things slip through the cracks and people keep it on the low, man. You know what I'm saying?
I would see dude. I was like, because I was in high school, like at the beginning of the crack era, right? So the dudes who I seen coming up to the school or whatever, they had money, and money's always going to draw female attention, and young or old or whatever. But nobody like and faculty would see these dudes, bus drivers, adults who are in control of the situation or whatever. They would see
Yeah.
these dudes walking out. I mean, they wouldn't be like making out or touching on the girls or nothing like that. But it was clearly, it was understood that they was here to pick these girls up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
That's why I never held my tongue, man. Especially if I knew the guy.
Yeah.
If I know you, I'm giving you. I was giving you the business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you think I'm trying to pass judgment. I'm not. No, man. You can get locked up, and you out here getting ready to spoil this little girl's life because you having the baby. But remember, what was homeboy name? Was it the last name was Boone? They had all not putting Boone. If you see this, it is what
I
it
was
is.
saying, no, let's not mention any names, man.
It is what it is, man. Because his children love him. But I'm gonna tell you, when he was in high school, a couple years out, he had like 7, 8 kids, and everybody knew it. You know what I'm saying? So, and it is what it is. And I'm not saying that he was going through the high school ranks. I'm talking about the simple fact that when people get caught up, they get caught up, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, one thing about this conversation is definitely gonna go viral if motherfuckers paying attention.
Man,
Inquiring minds want to know. Well, who are you talking about, Keith?
look, bro. First of all, I ain't putting nobody on blast other than the brother I said his last name, but you know, I apologize for that if it offended. But yo, you know, you got the kids, and you know, and they loving you, they calling you dad. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, look, ain't no shame. I was going to say ain't no shame to it, but it's not. But it's what is it? I can't even put irresponsible to it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're an adult and you decide to have children, you feel what I'm saying?
You know, and that put me
If
to
you
the mind of
if you decide to have children, my thing is you need to learn to be patient. That's the best way I can put it. Being patient. You feel me? Because if you get caught up on the contraceptive, patience save you from getting caught out there because it'll take 30 seconds for contraception. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. Now, am I looking down on people that I say, no, I'm not doing that? I'm saying, I don't know.
our dad told me something one day, man. We just have a general conversation, just like we're having right now. And he was talking about responsibility, you know what I'm saying, taking care of your kids and all that stuff. And the one thing that he could not understand, if you're dealing with a female, right? It doesn't matter whether or not you know she's dealing with other men or whatever. That doesn't matter. He said, if you was there, then there's a 50-50 chance, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you have to take on that responsibility. 50-50. It's there. You might be that. You know what I'm saying? So where's the denial coming from?
You know, what do you mean? Oh, no, I'm not even speaking on the denial, man. You know what I'm really and truly, if you have these children, be in their lives, man.
That's the point I'm making. You know what I'm saying? There is that possibility.
Lives, bro. That's why I wasn't trying to condemn the actual act. No. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to show up. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing to show up, man. And that's what's so hurtful about, what these kids be going through when they don't have somebody to at least show up for them. You know? That's all. I think that's the point I'm trying to make, other than the other thing, because the other stuff that I was talking about earlier, that's life. That's how things, that's how it is. You know what I mean? But show up, man. You know what I mean?
I think that it's all predicated on your experience. You know what I'm saying? If you grow up with a man in your life, then you don't know anything else other than that. You know. And then you got those.
I'm talking about parents too, man, but go ahead and finish. I'm talking about just being a parent. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Being a parent, man, is a hell of a responsibility. It's hard, man. It's a very difficult thing. You know, if you are a responsible person, right, and you're taking care of your work, you're taking care of your responsibilities, right? People on the outside looking in and saying, hey, you know what? Do it like him. He make it look easy. That's a misnomer, man, because it's not easy, bro.
It's not.
Especially if you have more than one child.
It's not even close, bro.
Let me ask you guys, man. How much did your perception of parenthood change after you became active in the process of parenthood?
It changed a lot, man.
Yeah, I mean, because I always had a notion of how mom and pop went about making decisions that affected us and everything. And then, you know, when it became my time to make those same decisions, I'm like, you know, well, shit, no, I'm not doing that because I know what the fuck happened to me and how I ended up or whatever.
I get
Right,
you. I get you.
right.
I
I
think.
think,
Go ahead.
in my,
Go
I
ahead,
think
bro.
in my own personal self, man, having kids, man, is having awareness, bro, because they all not the same. It's not a cookie cutter thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to have the awareness of how to deal with each child based on their personality and who they are, and have an understanding of in terms of raising them in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? Um, the main thing is put them in a position to succeed, and that requires you to understand their personality, man,
But
and
not,
their development.
and not to cut you off, but it's sort of, I mean, not speaking for you or anything, but it sort of took you 3 children to figure that out, didn't it?
No,
Hmm.
no, it didn't take me 3. What it took was for the next one to be born and realize that there has to be some adjustments made. And then when the third one was born, I realized, and I had the wherewithal to understand that there are adjustments that need to be made because they are different. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta come with the only thing you have to do is be understanding that there are differences and go into those situations with in the aspect of love and understanding of their individuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And be able to balance that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it in a selfish way, frustration comes in, right? Frustration comes in because it's like, well, how come you can't be like the other kid? You can't. You shouldn't expect them to be like the other kid
There's no way
because
else
each
to do
one of them have their own strengths and identity and stuff like that. So you have to be able to balance that and say, okay, I need to be more heavy-handed with this one. I need to be more understanding with that one. I don't even know this one, so I'm learning as I go. All those situations come into play, man.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that incorporates fatherhood. You know what I'm saying?
But you know,
Understanding the differences.
I think I approach it a little differently because the only constant I had when it came to my children was discipline, understanding. That was the only constant, right? Everything else, because I was raised to be an individual, I focused on that. Each person, each each son had a different personality. You know what I'm saying? But discipline has always been there because they had to know that their mom and myself had an expectation on how they carried themselves in the house and outside the house. You understand what I'm saying?
I
Because
guess.
really and truly, you do not want to stifle someone's individuality. You don't want to do that.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
let me tell you something. I'm not going to spend too much time on individuality if the behavior is not is anti
If it don't coincide with the
with
whole group,
them. No, with them moving forward. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because see, if it is as a parent, it is your responsibility, not duty, not job, responsibility to look at your child and say, look, you can think this way, but understand that there are other avenues to go and still get to where you want to go. If their behavior is going against them, not going against society, unless they're robbing and stealing. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in you be a free thinker, but being a free thinker has more responsibility than somebody who's just falling in line. It
Yeah.
has. Yeah, go ahead, Jaquan.
Being a free thinker, man, is as liberating as free thought is, man. You know, when you raise somebody to be a free thinker, I think you also need to set them up for pain in reality.
Of course. But explain that a little more.
Right. I need to hear the explanation
Pain
for
in
that.
reality.
I mean, and I don't even, I wouldn't even consider it, thinking outside the box. I mean, everybody's got their different mental modes of survival or whatever. But when you see a situation and you assess that situation and you understand, without even having to go through that situation, that it's gonna end bad. No matter how take marriage for instance or whatever. Nobody really like when men complain about the fucking ills of marriage or whatever. Nobody really takes them seriously. There's a lot of you think about all the comedians or whatever, the male comedians or whatever, that you heard.
Y'all excuse me for a minute.
Yeah, with material on marriage and why it's not a good thing or whatever. But people, we don't really pay attention to that, man. We expect a fairy tale, without the work or whatever. But when a person is a free thinker, they understand that personalities are always going to clash.
That's real.
I mean, you have a wish that you can grow together, but in the process of growing, things get bigger and they spread out. So you don't always, you don't always mesh well. And that's a hard pill to swallow. When you try to construct your life, when you choose your mate, because even though things are hitting on all cylinders right now, hell, shit, in 5 years, we could be two entirely different people.
Yeah. So is it true? I think, and it's my opinion about it is, you can still grow and clash as long as you communicate and respect your partner's feelings.
Mhm.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, like especially in a traditional sense, as far as marriage goes, man, I think men have an expectation for there to be no clash.
Is it an expectation or is it a hope?
People talk. I mean, the way I've had it explained to me, about a traditional household or whatever, it's explained to me like an expectation. Like things are supposed to just automatically fall into line under one head of leadership.
Well, see, and that is a good point, but the reality of it is this, though. Think about it. I think when it comes to our parents, because both our parents were strong-willed people, but our mother chose to be led by our father, right? Is that fair to say?
To a certain extent.
So
Mom was not a subservient woman.
She was not at all.
It has nothing to do with being subservient. Nothing at all.
But that speaks to my notion, my fairy tale notion of what I expected marriage to be.
But see,
and that was my point.
But see, just like before we came on live, I think it was you, Damon, who said that 3 different perspectives of what we saw.
Right.
All right. Well, what I saw was our mother, as strong-willed as she was, and our father, as strong-willed as he was, they made choices. She made a choice to have a united front with our dad, even if she didn't agree. Now they didn't clash, right? And the tradition that they held on to was, it was always a conversation at bedtime when the door was closed.
Right. With us, it was biblical. You know what I'm saying? The man led the house, but behind doors, it was
never
conversation.
in front of us. Even though we could hear it, it was never in front of us because they respected each other
I agree with that.
enough to do that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say it was a choice. You know what I mean? It was a choice from both sides. Now, for me to say what's the right path and the wrong path, I have no idea, bro, because I think it has a lot to do with your personality, what you can stand and what you can't stand. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like me, I have a strong personality and I lead, but when it comes to my marriage, I defer to please my wife. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not sure. But I'm talking about with the everyday thing. I speak my concerns if I have a problem with it. But if it stops the flow of what we're doing, I would defer out. All right, well, you go ahead and handle it the way you want to handle it right now. But I have a problem with it. And I'm going to step in if I continue to have a problem with it. Right? Because I am a problem solver. You know what I mean? So being a problem solver, my take on things, the way I see things is I don't know everything. But I hold on to the basics though, the real basics, the foundation. I hold on to those things. But the things that, spur motion in relationships, I'm flexible. That's basically what I'm saying in a long-winded way. You feel me? It's what it is.
But
Well, I ain't hear the last part of what Jacory was talking about. I ain't hear the last part, but
that's pretty much. That was the gist. What you heard was the gist of what we were talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I think, in terms of our parents, man, when I think about it in its totality, man, it's realistic. This is my experience. I can't speak for y'all. This is my experience. Our dad made sure things functioned, that it happened. You know what I'm saying? And he led in that regard. But behind closed doors, like you spoke of earlier, Keith, there was a discussion that happened. And a lot of times, Mama won in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about our father, and this is not a disparaging point I'm trying to make about him, he was a very loving person. You know what I'm saying? He was he disciplined us, but he, he had an understanding of who we should be as Black men, right? He had an understanding of how to navigate the world. He had an understanding of that. Whereas our mom, she was like, fuck that. Excuse my language, but the hell with that. Stand your ground, be a man. That's who you are. What you crying for? So on, so forth. That's who our mother was. You know what I'm saying? She was not accepting of no weakness in the man. She was the ultimate man's mother. That's who she was. Whereas our father was like, come on, man. What do you think? You know what I'm saying? He didn't stand on that man thing. He stood on that individual thing. What do you think, son? Make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Are you compassionate about it? Is this something you really want to do? If not, then figure out something else. In my experience, that's who Paul was. Figure it out.
But see, and
Whereas mom was like, man, you got responsibilities, man. You need to be on that.
But see,
that was mom.
That's the whole point, though, is a discussion. Okay, so you see it that way, and I agree with you totally. But here's the thing. I can also hear our father saying the same thing. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because my view of things was I was always put in charge of the three of us. Whether it was fair or not, that's what it was, right?
It wasn't fair. I'm gonna tell you that now. It wasn't fair.
But here's my point. You never heard me complain about it, right? You want to know why? Because I wanted us to win. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because life, look, what we experience could have been heavy-handed sometimes. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I wanted us to win. That's it. So that competitor in me, understanding that what was going on. I took that responsibility. This is why when I said I have a problem-solving personality, because I'm trying to win. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't
Maybe,
understand. And sometimes my family don't understand.
maybe the problem solving comes from that individual person, man. Come up with your own. What I respected about our parents as a whole, I respected them in this regard, man. And that was, okay. Oh, I remember one time, quick story. I remember one time Pop came from work, just fresh out of college, man. I'm sitting in the chair and shit. And he walked in, he said, "Man, you in the same place. When I left work, you in the same place, son." And I was like, man, don't start that shit, man. He was like, he said, "Man, what you want to do?" I said, "Well, I got some ideas I want to do. What I want to do." You know what he said? "Then do it, man. It ain't gonna happen. You sitting there. Do it. You ain't got to convince me of it. Convince yourself of it." You know what I'm saying? I remember when he said that to me. You know, first of all, I knew that if I was on some bullshit, I was gonna be sitting in a different spot, man. When he came in from work and shit, you know. But I understood where he was coming from, and he was speaking from an experience that he never had, because he had you, Keith, at 19. He had me at 20. You know what I'm saying? So he was young, going through it, and he was a grinder. But he had dreams and aspirations too, because if y'all remember, he was semi-pro at 28 years old. Football. So he had dreams and aspirations, man. You know, but he had the wherewithal to express to us that, man, you got dreams, go for those too. Accept responsibility, but accept dreams too, man.
I mean,
And at least try.
I agree. Jaquari, I'm gonna let you have the last word, because I want to move on from this, because we speak on our parents all the time and what they give us. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to, Damon came up with some great observations. I want you to tie it in a bow, and we're gonna move on to something else.
Yeah, I've said my piece, Keith. We free. I think we free to move on, bro.
You said you
That's my
said
baby brother.
you said your piece. You ain't said shit yet, man. No, I'm just
He
messing.
said it.
I'm just messing with you. See, just quickly, some people hear us and they can't relate to what we're trying to share, right? Men and women. So my thing is, we only gonna give you a little bit, but we want you to be hungry for more. So get in the comments, reach out to me if you want us to talk about this more, because we got a lot more to share as far as that's concerned. But just to move on and keep it a buck, we're gonna lighten it up just a little bit, because me personally, I could talk about this all night. The way I see things. And Damon said something earlier that makes a lot of sense. We grew up in the same house, received the same amount of care, but we see certain things differently. And I think we gave people a taste of what that was. You feel what I'm saying? So anything lately other than politics, because we're gonna hit the politics before we get off. But anything lately in social media in your life that irks the shit out of you, you wanted to express, see if we can touch on.
For me personally, man, I'm too damn old, man, to be irked by social media, bro. You know what I'm saying? Life is I've not conditioned, but I experienced life in a certain way, man, where I can differentiate, man, between what
Okay,
irks
so
me and what I'm responsible for.
for the sake of the episode, what has entertained you then? The fuck is you doing, man? We trying to move on to something else, man. Give us something. You ain't got to give us nothing negative. Talk about it. Let's get the subjects going. You know what I'm saying?
Number one, what I'm doing is responding to you.
No. What you was doing was deferring. You were deferring. Hey, man, I'm cool with the
No.
world. The world,
If
fuck
I
the world.
if I was deferring it, if I was deferring, I would have said, man, I don't give a shit about none of that. Don't nothing irk me, bro.
And you said that in a nice way.
I did.
Shit. All right.
There is something that
Wait, wait, wait.
I want to talk about, but it don't coincide with the question that you asked, man. But what irks me, man, is when I watch cats, man, that reach the ultimate level, and I'm speaking more in terms of athletes, man. That's at the highest level and all that stuff and the pettiness behind it. And shit. Who had who what era was the toughest and what this and that, not this? And it's like, really? You know what I'm saying? I cannot, this is what irks me. I cannot understand why, and I don't know if Jordan stopped playing 28 years ago or 30 years ago. I don't know the exact date, but why is he still relevant, man? Why are we still talking about him? Why is LeBron James' life is predicated on what Jordan did when he took it to a whole nother level? That irks the shit out of me.
No, it's a matter of opinion whether he took it to another level or not.
Okay, so if it's about opinion, let's talk about Will Chamberlain.
Nah, man, I get it. But see,
You know what I'm saying?
I want to answer your first question. Why is he still being spoken about? Because people our age is still talking about him, and they still in charge of the money and the programming. It's what it is.
Well, you got an argument there. You right.
I mean, it's what it is. They keep it relevant because you got to understand, his ability was phenomenal, right?
Unheard of.
And his winning, which overshadows his ability, his winning attitude was great, right? But it's the timing of it, my opinion. Now, y'all let me know if it's the truth. He came in, then all of a sudden Gatorade wants to sponsor. Nike wants to give him his own shoe, even though shoe companies been doing that for decades, but Nike giving him his own shoe. Plus combined with his winning. Also, Hanes. Also, you understand what I'm saying? The fact is the timing of he was in our faces constantly and doing great things. You know what I mean? People our age chose to ignore his shortcomings.
I don't think people our age knew what his shortcomings were because they had no way of knowing what his shortcomings were. I mean, unless you uh, read a rogue issue of Sports Illustrated or whatever, they didn't talk about, nobody talked about their private lives or whatever. And for real, I think that's and I've said it before, like that's one of the things that irk me, as a matter of fact. I mean, the access and the amount of attention we pay to people's private lives. I mean, I understand that,
Did
you
we
don't.
know Jordan's private life though?
No, not back when I hated
No.
him most. Not when I hated him most. When during the Pistons rivalry.
Yeah,
Nah, but we didn't know anything about that. But, we heard he gambled a little bit. But shit,
yeah,
I expected that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He has a gambling personality. But go ahead, Jaquari.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just I don't. I mean, it really burns my ass, man. That uh, I'm sorry to get off subject, fellas, but it really burns my ass, man. That I get on this thing. We get on this thing every Friday night, man, and we're as transparent and as authentic and as honest as we can be in the moment or whatever. But the slightest slippage, man, the slightest off color, off center comment or whatever, man, people will research us, man, and fuck our lives up. And I understand, Keith, that I'm not talking about being canceled or anything like that, because I tend to lean towards your side of the fence, Keith, when you say you don't think people can be canceled or whatever, man. But I think in order for you not to be canceled, you got to be savvy to shit. You got to understand, that there's especially if you want to be heard on this platform or similar platforms or whatever, you gotta know where else to go.
I see where you're going with it.
You got to know who else to peddle your wares to. Because it's just too easy to put your foot in your mouth nowadays, man.
Of course.
You can't have you can't have a solid opinion. You can't. You cannot have a solid opinion.
But it's safer when you.
Fuck safety.
No, I'm saying, listen. It's safer for you personally to stand on what you say. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, if I say, forget Joe Smo, he's a clown. I'm standing on that because I thought about it, and I'm gonna give you the reasons why I feel that way. I think, I mean, really and truly, that's what it is to me.
Well, based on what Jacory said, how was it safer? Given your opinion, how was it safer? Based on what Jacory described.
If you're in here for the money, canceling becomes an animal that you have to fear. But if you're here because you want to be here, and it's what you speaking on, and money is not the relevance of it, you can't be canceled.
You can't be canceled, but you can be banned from the platform. So you would have to find
if you own some crazy shit, yeah, of course, bro.
What about harassment? You know what I'm saying? Just having an opinion and being harassed and people delving into your life.
Well, first of all, when you have an opinion and people when people go as far, this is my understanding of it. When people, just answering your question, when people delve into your life, that means that you are getting more and more exposure. So when they have an opinion about you, it's because you're being seen more.
But what if you're not?
Go ahead, Spoke.
What if you're not media savvy and you can't figure out a way to translate that exposure to dollars, bro? I mean, you're just gonna be fucked, ain't you?
I mean, what do you mean? As far as something you said is gonna stop you from doing?
But being monetary, does that suffice, man? If people judging your life, getting into your business and all that stuff, do it pan out for you? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there has to be a decision made. You know what I'm saying? Do I continue to be controversial while people digging into your shit, pass a judgment on it? Or does the money suffice?
It depends on what you feel is controversial, man. Going back to what I said, if you say what you stand on and you believe it, do you think it's controversial? Now, there's the obvious stuff that offends everyone. right? The obvious stuff. Where you get up here and you talk about your frustration, or if it gets racial, if it gets, if you talk about pedophilia, you know what I'm saying? If you talk about other things that's universally frowned upon. But
Hell, if you talking about pedophilia, then you welcoming the scrutiny and shit.
See that I said that for a point, but think about this. What I said earlier. When you start to worry about what you say, I'm just talking about in retrospective, what you say is when a dollar amount is applied to what you're doing. As far as being canceled.
Well, for me personally, money is not my god, so I don't,
But my point is, say, if we get put into the algorithm in which we deserve, this podcast will blow up, right? But it is a slow process. Why I always, twice in every podcast, I didn't do it today, but I say, go like, share, and subscribe. Because on YouTube subscription, we get to a certain amount, 1,000 subscribers, or a certain amount of views, we get put into another lane. You understand? So I ask twice a night. Yeah, listen, go like, share, and subscribe. Right? Now, I have friends on Facebook, about 1,700, 1,800 friends on Facebook, about 800 friends on IG that hear me say this, right? But it's not pushed our podcast to that level in which YouTube will reach out to us and say, yo, you here, it's time for us to talk about this. Monetization, right?
Well,
but
let's decide right now. Do we want to push the envelope and get those people actively involved in shit?
So what do you mean by envelope? I said, you say
like
that
everybody else do. They say controversial shit, man. To spark conversation, be it good, be it positive or negative. They don't give a shit as long as it's monetized. They don't care.
But I'm not.
Are we that? Do we want to be that?
No, I mean, but see that's the point though.
Right, because there's consequences to that shit.
No. Had we wanted to, if we really went after it, I'm sure that out of the three of us, we'll have some controversial stuff.
Absolutely.
Out of the blue.
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about what makes you angry. I'm talking about out of the blue that puts people in certain ways. You know what I'm saying? This is why I try to put you guys in the forefront, because your personality and your energy and your aura brings people in. You understand what I'm saying to you? When I clip our episodes, I make sure you guys are. I make sure the clip that you have is right there. Because me, what I try to do is promote the channel and promote all three of us, what we're saying. But see, I don't want to get too caught up on it, like I'm feeling like I'm trying to pander or beg for subscribers. We've been doing this for too long. Now, I don't have a problem if you're saying something controversial and it got some meat to it. But just to say it, and we can't back it, not back it up, but we can't really put some substance into what's going on. I mean, I'm like, I feel like our hands are tied.
If we was about that, we would have been done. You know what I'm saying? I think we are consistent in how we trying to present ourselves. I think we're consistent with that shit.
Because we are authentic. It's what it is, man. The people who know us, and see it, they see that, as individuals, we are ourselves. Now, I early on, just to give you some point, and I don't want to belabor this, man, because it's really and truly, we've been doing this, and my whole point is I love the interaction we have on Fridays with the two of you and our guests. It's great conversation, right? But when I listen to people who want to give me advice, and really and truly what they harp on is, well, you need to talk about current events and this and that. I'm like, well, damn, we do talk about current events. You know what I mean? But you're giving me advice about the stuff that we're doing. So I'm wondering, I don't pull my gray hairs out wondering what it is, because I enjoy what we're doing. Period. Now, I'm all for advice, constructive criticism, and all that, because as a moderator, I think I do a very good job in asking follow-up questions, and we're going to. And I know that you guys' responses, especially when you really engage, are great content. So people want to be chased. People want to be chased, man. We're like, well, damn.
The thing that bothers me about advice, man, is in regards to this situation, man. When I get it from people, man, it's always something about a change I need to make about myself.
That's real.
You know what I mean? And okay, yeah, there's growth, there's expansion of self. I get that. I understand it and I appreciate it. I do. But when you're a part of creating something from nothing, man, and that is your space, and you feel good doing it a certain way, it for me, it puts me, if I was trying to create a character, man, I would fuck it up. If I was I'm gonna be aggressive, quippy spoke tonight, yeah, and I would fuck it up, man. I would fuck it up, and I would end up looking like an asshole. If it's anything I've always tried to avoid throughout my whole fucking life, is looking like an asshole, man. Especially if there's no reason for it. I mean, you got guys, man, who that thing works for, and I give them a lot of grace, because just as an example, man, I don't think Charleston White is what we see. I don't think he's that person, but he can't escape that shit. He can't escape it, and he has become successful from it. He's absolutely successful from it. But the man, he's put himself in danger.
But he's chasing. Well, go ahead and finish.
Whatever he's chasing, man. The accolades are sweet or whatever, man. But the things that he's had to sacrifice, that I pay attention to whenever I bother to hear him talk about some things, man. Things he's had to sacrifice, man. It's just been to his detriment, I think.
Yeah, I mean, not knowing everything about him though. But
here's the thing with Charleston White: if he was to advise us, he can tell us how to monetize our shit. He's a master at that, bro.
I believe he could. I believe he could.
He's a master at that shit. You know what I'm saying?
My
And
question
the character.
My question to you, Damon, is: would you want to be that person?
No, I would not want to be that person.
Would you want to be perceived as that person?
How I'm perceived, man, doesn't affect me, and I'm not being snarky by saying that shit. How I'm perceived, I know from my own personal private life, a lot of people get shit wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be 60 years old next month. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can think about a lifetime trying to convince people that I'm not who you think I am. And I'm at the point in my life now, I don't give a shit. You're going to think what you're going to think anyway. But I'm going to be consistent in who I am and how you see me in my interaction with people. I'm going to be that person. Now, it's incumbent upon you to decide, be it positive, negative. That's your choice. But that doesn't affect me. You know what I'm saying? Don't put food on my table. It don't show me how to interact with my kids, my wife, none of that bullshit. Because you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not presenting no type of facade. That's not me. You know, piggybacking on what you said. I fucked that up. Excuse my language. I messed that up. I'm not that. I'm just going to be who I am. You know what I'm saying? And I'm comfortable with that. You know, I'm comfortable with that. Some people, man, they just decide, hey, man, you know what? Let's just be controversial and take it to another level. Now, I can be controversial with my opinion. That's true enough. But I'm not going to say some stupid shit just to be controversial. You know what I'm saying? If my personal opinion of who I think I am is controversial to you, then we can have a discussion about that. But I'm being authentic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not playing a role. Because for me, that's costly. You're not real. You're not authentic. And that along with, you know, even in your own personal circles, will make a person look at you and like, man, who are you? So imagine being that person, bro.
Yeah. If controversy arose, man, for me, if controversy arose from me and it came from a natural place, I wouldn't have any issue with it. But for me trying to manufacture shit, man, just trying to, dissect shit that I see, throughout whatever platform, man, to bring it up and discuss it and everything, man, I don't think I could do that.
So I can draw a conclusion about you. That's who he is. You know what I'm saying? You either accept it or you don't.
Can you guys?
I can hear you, man. Okay. I can hear you, but your picture gone.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened, but go ahead, keep going.
So you got to turn the lights off to run the dishwasher, brother.
You know what I mean?
They all spoke. I'm so tired of these people getting online the same time I do.
What I'm gonna have to do is go out and come back in. So entertain yourself in the meantime.
Hey, fool. Hey, somebody calling people up the road and tell them to get their ass in the
bed. They ain't talking about nothing.
They ain't talking about nothing.
They in the dollar store, man, talking about what's new. They ain't nothing new in the dollar store.
Yeah. But I bought that subject up, for a particular reason, man. I fall down rabbit holes all the time, man. I'm very, very entertained by Facebook Reels and freaking YouTube and freaking skits and shit. But hey, what's going on, Auntie? But
hey, Auntie.
I've been paying attention to what I believe to be the real shit. Auntie going, a dollar store or whatever, and start throwing over racks and racks of Doritos and shit, and fucking stepping on cupcakes and shit, for the sake of getting put on social media. They used to say all the time, "What the fuck?" On America's Funniest Home Videos, we will not pay you if you go and start some shit with somebody and film it. The shit that the shit that we play and becomes popular on this show happens naturally.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think about it. It's a good thing, it's a bad thing that YouTube became as powerful as it is, because if you want to build a house, you can you can go to a damn a video, and it'll last. Look, it'll last. Building a house, it'll last like 3 hours, but you'll build that motherfucker from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? From bottom to top, right? But also,
very good information on YouTube.
Also, the fuckery gets the views and you get paid. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say it's the good and bad of it.
But let me ask y'all both this, man. Because as long as we've been doing this podcast, right, the things that happen on Thursday night, man, I think would resonate with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think it would resonate with everybody because think about our Thursday nights, man. We just shooting the shit. The funniest shit in the world, man.
So we not shooting the shit now? I don't understand.
No, bro, don't take no offense to it. What I'm saying is,
hold up. Do I look like I'm taking offense? I'm saying to you.
Oh, you pressing me? Okay, you pressing me then. Let me stand up. Let me stand up. What I meant by that is,
I know that. Listen to what I'm saying to you. So clear it up. We don't say anything that we can't bring to Friday. That's all I'm saying to you. Why don't we bring it to Friday? Because we discussed what we're going to talk about today.
I think because we have our bullet points and our agenda and stuff like that. But but our production things, man, we be talking about everything. We talk about the past. We be laughing and shit. We be going into character. You know what I'm saying? A memory come up and we go through talking about the memory, and it'd be so joyful and so funny as hell, man. And I don't think people really know that about us. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all three of us, I'm 6'5", Corey 6'8", you 6'9", we're opposing that time, right? And when they look at us, the people that know us, they look at us and they have this preconceived notion of who they think that we are, but we're more laid back than that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about our kids and we laugh. We talk about our experiences and we're emotional about it. You know what I'm saying? I have yet to meet more loving and caring men than my two brothers.
I agree with that.
But who knows that about us? Our personal experience, man, is what the world needs to know. But we don't really delve into it. And I'm talking about the positive things. You know what I'm saying? At the age we are, we have had more good times in our lives than bad. We have had more positive things in our lives than negative. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about our trips that we take with each other and just our experience there.
I mean, look, I just want to say it's no restriction on what we talk about. I mean, that's the truth.
Okay, let's talk about them times, man. We went to Pittsburgh that one time and we was driving through the mountains and shit. Just talk about that experience. That was the funniest shit in the world, man.
Well, wait. You got to give some context there.
Okay, here's the context. Remember we met up in Pittsburgh that one time, and when we stopped at a phone booth or whatever.
I thought we
Toe
talked
up
about
and
that. Didn't we talk about that, Jaquan? We talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah, when I parked up on the
Let's talk about it. Let's give an example. Let's give them an example, man. What our experience was. Funniest shit in the world, man.
I know
You know what I'm saying? Real time.
coming from Nats/Arts. It's Arts now. Coming from there where it had the best drinks in the world.
Oh man.
And I got off work. I drove from North Carolina. Y'all drove from Michigan. Jaquari, but you were still in Michigan at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know the statute of limitations is out, but yeah, I pulled over and hopped on the damn curb. And before I got in the car, one of y'all said, "Hey man, you good to drive?"
But yeah, like I ain't started driving until I was 30 years old.
Look, and first of all, I am not glorifying this because that was stupid as hell. Because I was tired, and we was all together, and it was that joyous drinking. You know what I'm saying? That was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. But guess what I did? I gave up them keys, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gave up them keys.
To another drunk motherfucker.
Well, look.
Hey man, you know what? Y'all got any idea?
I cleaned it up, and then you just dirtied it up all over.
Fucked it up. Yeah.
But you gotta tell them.
You know how many times though, man, that I put my life in y'all hands or whatever, and y'all wouldn't know better than I was. Getting home or whatever.
No, hold on.
You can't explain that, bro.
No, because honestly,
And it ain't just y'all. It ain't just
no.
y'all. I
This
just
is my point,
said.
though. First and foremost, everybody who knows me, if I had 2 drinks or 3 drinks, I was still a very good driver. Period. Now I cannot. Is there any debate with that?
No.
Okay, so I just want to throw that out there because I don't want to put.
But here's the thing.
When we driving down the road like this,
here's the thing. Here's the part that y'all missing in that situation. You was good until you rode up on the curve, and then we saw police.
Yeah, look.
That's when we got paranoid and shit.
No, hell no. When I saw that I was on the curb.
That's when we got paranoid.
Look.
When we got messed up, we was driving down the mountains and shit, trying to get back to the spot and shit.
But and that's what's so funny about it is when you started to drive, I was perfect in telling you how to go. You know what I'm saying? Because out of my stupidity, it was a sobering experience because you had to point out, look at where you at, man.
No, you ain't all right, bro.
No,
you not all right, bro.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Look at where you are. And I look, and you know what? You know one of these numbers. Oh, okay. And folks, I want y'all to tell. Now, I want y'all to. I'm reiterating this shit. That was pure stupidity.
It was stupid. Yeah.
Stupidity.
Hey, Spoke. Now this is time where drinking wasn't even a factor. It was just we hung out all damn night, going back home for the club in the morning. And I don't know what time we was in or whatever. Me and Keith driving down the road, right? And I said, bro, you good? Man, I'm good, man. I ain't drank that much. We good. We straight. I said, man, okay. So I'm sitting on the passenger side, right? We drive down the road. We drive the road, and he like this. Sleep.
this is what I'm talking about, man.
Hey, Spoke, sleep.
Mm.
Now I know he wasn't drunk. He wasn't none of that. He was just tired.
That is
Look,
And he
man.
driving down the road like this.
Come on, dog.
I said, Keith. He looked at me and said, man, there you go. I said, man, you wasn't asleep. No, I wasn't asleep.
No.
I said, well, how would you drive with your eyes closed?
First of all, I stand on that because first and foremost, if I tell you, because you know I will pull it over.
Man.
Like, I need you to drive. No, sir. Come on, man. No. Look, on that situation, now
We were rolling, and his eyes closed. He doing 80 miles an hour, eyes closed. I said, man, you swore me down. He wasn't asleep. I said, so I guess I'm lying.
Yes, sir. Lying through your teeth. Lying through your teeth.
Man, please.
As many nights, man, is like I said, it wasn't just y'all, man. It was my friends, my friend group, man. You know, and whoever, you know, because like I told y'all, I ain't started driving until I was 30, man. But like, or 28 actually. But I put myself in a lot of uncomfortable positions, man, because I didn't drive.
Blessing. It's a blessing, bro.
It's definitely a blessing, man, because you know it's from those experiences, man. You know, it's just certain shit that I won't risk. I will not risk right now. You know?
Yeah, I will not get. I never got behind the wheel like that again because it was a mixture of tired and drinking, and that's the wrong mix. You know what I'm saying? It's the wrong mix, man. You know what I mean? Look, Jaquari. I told Jaquari he needed to drive more. We coming. I think we might be coming when Jaquari, you was living down here, and we coming from Michigan, and we driving, and you are recovering from the week we were spent
grumpy ass dude, man.
Look, first of all, you were asleep for 2 hours, right? And we went through construction. Luke, we went through construction. He's sitting there snoring for 2 hours. I'm like, I'm listening to my books on tape, so I'm good. You feel what I'm saying? But we hit a bump. Boom. He wakes up with one eye.
You all right?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, you got that.
And it was cool. It was cool the first time, right? So I said, yeah, man, I'm good, man. You know, don't worry about it. I'm cool. I'm wide awake, bro, right? So maybe about 20 more miles, going through construction, hit some bumps, boom, boom. He said, hey, man, is you all right? I said, no, do not ask me that again.
Fluky, this dude.
I said, do you want to drive?
This dude was mad because I was looking out, Fluky. He got mad because I was trying to look out.
You know what it was, Jaquari? You know what it was, Jaquari Fluke? He was mad because I was interrupting his sleep.
Yeah, like shit. And scaring the shit out of me. And you did that shit to me too, Fluke. Gonna drive over the goddamn rumble strip. Like you know what I'm saying? Not a couple of inches and shit. Like a couple of feet. So
let me tell you why I did.
I think we veering off the goddamn road and shit. I think we about to die. So yeah, I'm concerned.
Let me tell you why I did it, bro. Let me tell you why I did it, man. That was before they built their crib down there. They were still in the apartments. And me and you were driving home. We left a sunny ass spot, man, 80 degrees. We in the mountains and wherever the hell we was, West Virginia, West Virginia, whatever. Man, it was a fucking blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Snowing 15 feet of damn snow. We driving 15 miles an hour. There's trucks all around me. I'm scared as hell, and he over asleep. So I drove off a little bit, man, woke him up. Hey, man, you all right? I said, hey, man, can you stay awake, man?
No, I couldn't stay away because
He said, you know what he said, Keith? He said, can you stay on the goddamn road?
I done sat up and drank all the goddamn liquor and all that shit all weekend and whatever, man. Y'all
That's
think
why, look, that's why I never believed in that driving and drinking shit. I never
Hey,
like that having like
hey, Keith,
the point
I'm
in the
driving.
car drinking. Man, fuck that. No, sir. We get from point A to point B. We can drink
Keith,
at point B. You know what I'm saying?
I'm driving. My knuckles ashy as a motherfucker because I'm gripping the wheel so tight. And I look over at him. He might well have his thumb in his mouth.
hey, you know,
So no.
every time y'all used to get on for not driving, I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, why these motherfuckers keep asking me to go?
And now can't nobody drive. He got to drive it.
That's hilarious. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all a funny ass story, right? When I'm driving, I do all the driving with my family. Do all the driving. Because I like driving. That's just me. I love to drive, man. Because really and truly, I get a lot out of my head, just working out, just getting
You
it
got it
done.
honest. That was
And
our dad. You got it honest.
so my family, all three of them, at one point, they didn't have a problem with going to sleep and staying asleep from Philly to Raleigh. So that's a 6 hour ride. So they would sleep like that, right? My oldest son, Keith, I broke him up, and it was inadvertent. He was at Robert Morris, and I believe it wasn't his freshman, it was his sophomore year. Freshman and sophomore year. He got to go to his grandmother's house in Philly. And we were up there for the holiday. And I said, well, look, I'll drive you home. I'll drive you back to Pittsburgh because he had practice the next day. Just so happened it was a blizzard. And if anybody's familiar with the Pennsylvania Turnpike, it's all mountain and it's slow, even though it's only 300 miles. It's only 300 miles, right? It is the
You talking
longest.
about the Ohio Turnpike?
No, Pennsylvania Turnpike.
Oh, coming from Philly to Pitt.
Listen, it is the longest 300 miles you can experience. It's good roads. I don't understand why it's so long, right? But we left and rode right into a snowstorm. Now the snowstorm was coming. We were trying to beat the snowstorm, but it was all some BS. My wife loving on her boy, so we got out there late. So we left about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it's starting to get dark. But the snowstorm is pitch black. And we ride into the middle of it, man. Like it's a monster. Now, Keith was always used to going to sleep. And I'm waking him up when we get there. So we get around when the storm hit us. This is frame of reference. It hit us around Harrisburg, which is an hour and a half away from Philly. It hit us. I'm talking about. I'm talking about the crib for snowstorm. That heavy snow, thick, and all that is all on the turnpike. We driving. Now I know how to drive through this stuff. You know what I mean? No, because of my job, and we just grew up just knowing how to navigate snow. Bro, he was trying to go to sleep. When that snow hit, he opened up one eye and he saw nothing but a blanket of snow coming down. And I'm sitting up there, right? Two things happened. And he has not slept on a trip ever since. This is God's honest truth. We driving, and we just got outside Harrisburg. And this car, we saw this car try to cross over to the next lane, and you know them snow drifts in the middle of the lane, hit that middle joint, went sideways, and kept going sideways for about a half a mile. And he put his hand on the dashboard like, dang. First time I ever heard him cuss. What the fuck? Right? I said, hey, they ain't crashed. They just slid, man. We can't stop. He said, okay. Right? So we you know, the way that you do it is if it's somebody that, you know, some cars have been ahead of you, you get in that groove. You got to be in that groove. Right? I had to change lanes because it was an accident in front of us, right? I changed lanes. We hit that middle, that joint, and I said, I'm doing this, right? He looked at me and said, what's wrong? I said, we sliding. We slide. We slid for, this is no lie, we slid for about maybe 50 yards. But you know how you do it. If you go this way, you know what I'm saying? You turn into it, right? This is how you do it, maneuver through it. And he's looking at me and said, hey, man, how can you be so calm? I said, because I don't want to die. What are you talking about?
I don't have a choice, son.
Yeah.
I have very little choice right
And
now.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing about it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take his mind off of it. And this is when Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City first came out. And I said, put that joint in, man. Let's listen to it. And we listened to it from top to bottom, all the way into Pittsburgh, just to take his mind off of it. Now, look, this ain't a funny story. It's the simple fact that sometimes you got to stay awake. I don't care how much you trust somebody's driving. Sometimes you got to stay awake. You know what I mean? But let me do this. Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up. You know what I mean? Right now we're around 220, if I'm not mistaken. You know, we have a goal of 1,000 subscribers to throw us into the next lane. And my goal is us accomplishing that within the next 4 months. See how I feel in the rare air. You know what I mean? That's a hell of an accomplishment, period, man, because that means that we got folks listening to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
We get some 1,000 people, Jack, and shit, that check gonna be like what, $37.50?
Hell no, that's gonna be $750. Shit, what are you talking about? But it is what it is. It's a I keep, because I read up on it and all this. You know, the other folks who actually do it for a living can get more technical, but that'll throw us in 1,000 people will throw us into the subscriber range. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wonder who decided those parameters, man. For real.
Well, YouTube had to decide, because you gotta understand, when you know YouTube makes its money off of advertisers. You know what I'm saying? So they had to put parameters in and throw different algorithms in, so they don't keep coming out of their pocket. Because you gotta understand, the early days, man, 10, 15 years ago, people were getting rich, filthy rich. And their content wasn't even really entertaining. It was just people tuning in to them. You know what I'm saying? So they had to put in tiers and shit, right? And then the people who, and I think this is my opinion, they were doing dirty business, right? People who was making that bread like that, making it, if they were the slightest rule breaker, they would demonetize their page. I saw along the way where it was guys and girls who had a couple million subscribers, had one bad episode. They give you a warning, and then the second time, if it was close, they'd demonetize your shit. And they would lose so much money because of it. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is an example. I'm not saying that they're running a hustle or anything like that, but YouTube makes its money off the advertiser, and they reward you with the subscribers you have because they put the advertiser commercials on your shit. And then they also put you in touch with the people who have you. You ever see the big pages where they read off the script? Like, hey, me and my woman was having problems because my energy level was low. But I bought some Blue Chew. No, I'm breaking her back every night. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit like that. You know, they get paid for that. Them folks who reading them, they get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? All right, well, let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell y'all just got to talking about.
Monetizing.
Making that paper?
Yeah, that's it. On YouTube. I wasn't completely accurate, but I was close enough to hammer it down. We can speak on it, but this is a fact that I learned. You know, the federal government invented the middle class.
I can see that.
That was a fascinating. I'm like, what the fuck? You know how everybody depend on the middle class, and the middle class is always a reference.
Making government jobs and shit available.
Yeah, they purposely and inadvertently, because it was the have and the have-nots. And then through government subsidizing and government situations, they created the middle class.
Which was a necessity.
Absolutely necessity.
I mean, for the mental health of the country, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, like I said, that was just a fact that I looked at and it made sense. Like, wait a minute, yeah, it makes sense. But also, they harp on it because there's more people in the middle class than anybody in America, right? So when you want to, the only thing I'm gonna say about it, when you want to create hysteria, folks who consider themselves middle class, you plant something in it. Like, hey, even though we put money away for SNAP and welfare benefits, right? We got it in reserves and it's taken care of, period, right? When the government wants to do something and move some money around, they say, hey, middle class, do you know the poor folks are not using your dollars well? You know what I'm saying? They wasting your dollars. They doing this, they doing that to your dollars. Because what it does is, in my opinion, it keeps them voting for the people in office. So it's a bullet point. And it's become a bullet point for Republicans. Like, people don't care, even though they're being affected, right? People don't care when they talk about SNAP benefits, even though it affects what percentage of Americans? 30-something percentage of Americans?
It's 37,000 like 37 million
Yeah,
people on SNAP benefits, man.
yeah. That's a lot of people.
And but see, here's the misnomer, man. They want to convince people. The Republican Party was to convince people that this is poor people who's just getting benefits and not working and stuff like that. Most people that's on SNAP and stuff like that is working minimum wage jobs and shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? SNAP is supplemental.
And the
You know what I'm
money
saying?
is already allocated, bro.
Yeah. Especially in this case, since Trump got in office, it was already allocated.
Even before then, it's been allocated. It's already there because how many billions of dollars is in reserve that they trying to get released? You understand?
Well, that's going to the upper echelon with the tax breaks and shit like that. How can you be so damn greedy, man? It's what I don't understand.
I don't think it's about money. It's about power, man. Being in control. Because what happens is they link power to legacy.
Heritage.
Yep. Which is some bullshit. But it is what it is. Like,
well,
this is why that 1% really does have control over the economy, because it's power, putting in place that power there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, when it comes to power, man, if you have it all, how much more are you trying to get? I mean, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's when greed and tribalism come into play.
I think it's a drug, though, bro. It's a drug.
Yeah, it's absolutely a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely a drug, but at some point in time, when is enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? If I got $100 million, right? I got $100 million. You know what I'm saying? What kicks in after that? Once you achieve that goal, what kicks in? Ego. You know what I'm saying? How much more richer can I be?
Yeah.
If you got $100 million, you kind of set for life. You know what I'm saying?
But that you just said the magic word, ego though. So
right.
Why can't I get $200 million?
It was a time, man, in my early work history where I figured if I could hustle up on $1 million, I could fucking retire, man. Now, you know, it's regular people who complain about finances with $1 million in their fucking accounts, man. What the fuck is the world coming to?
You know what? I think it's the conditioning to live above your means, no matter how much money you have.
Because you're always trying to keep up with the Joneses and shit.
Well,
you're always trying to keep up with Jones.
If the Joneses got nice shit, and it lasts, you know what I'm saying? I never understood that. Keeping up with the good, with the Joneses, man.
But how many toys can you possess though?
I mean, I think it's a matter of who you are, man. You know what I'm saying? And you both have a valid point. You have a valid point because I think it's your greed level. It's like, what do you want? And see, and that's the wrong word for greed, because human nature goes both ways. When you have a point to get to, you'll either slow up or you'll stop. Or you'll either get to that point and say, oh, hell, man, that was pretty easy. Let me see if I can go to this next point, because of your nature, your character, how you see things.
Right. Then it is getting into character for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it involves your character, then it's like, okay, then how do I play God? Can I make this brother or this sister do whatever I want? You know what I'm saying? Did you play that game?
I laugh because depending on how you see it, yeah. Because it's about the power.
Right. Can I get this person to do whatever the hell I want? Okay. What most people don't recognize, they only recognize the power and the ability be able to do those things. But if you really think about it, that's an insecure ass person, man. I want to be able to make this human being do exactly what I want him to do or her to do because I have the money to convince them of it. What is that saying about you?
To keep that power.
Right. What is that saying about you?
You gotta throw that in there too.
Right. You try to you have this mystique about, hey man, you know, I got enough money to be a god. You know what I'm saying? That's insecurity is what it is. And I don't think people speak on that enough. Man, okay, so you want to go down in history with $100 billion. You want to go on, you know, or Musk. I want to be the first trillionaire. Then what?
But that's the thing though, it's your point of view. Now, when you gain momentum and start to make that kind of bread coming in, whether it change you or not, we don't know. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not making excuses for them people. No, that's not my point. I think that to understand it, I think it's a adventure to understand how much you could be corrupted by power. What did Spider-Man say? No, it's not Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man is what is it? With great ability comes greatest responsibility, something like that. I fucked it up. But power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is, man. Because the thing about it is, as human beings, is it fair to say the more money we make,
the more value you have, the more meaningful your life is?
No. The more money we make, the more being corrupted increases because you're trying to keep it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it. If you're trying to be one of the Joneses, you're chasing shit.
Well, you incorporate legacy, man, when it comes to money, also.
But that's easy. That's easy. Legacy is easy when you have millions, multi-millions, because all you have to do is trust, buying trust, doing different things like that. That's easy for legacy. I think it's like you said before. It's down to the individual where it becomes being intoxicated by the power.
What if we changed our frame of thinking, man, and said that legacy from now on historically ain't got nothing to do with money? Because when you got money, you don't need legacy. You don't necessarily need character.
Man, that's a good point. I think to really add on to it or push back, depending on how you see it, we've been conditioned to think that money is the root of legacy. But when you look at the definition of legacy, it has nothing to do with money, for the most part.
Well, then you have to incorporate character and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the legacy of it. Where if you have a lot of money, a lot of power, and you don't teach your children how to, first of all, appreciate it, and secondly, maintain or increase it, is it legacy or is it just a nest egg for them to live off of?
Well, I mean, you have to.
If you don't teach them how to do it, how to maintain it.
Right. So there's that possibility that, they might not appreciate it because they've been pampered their whole life and don't know the grind behind it.
But see, and there's nothing wrong with being pampered.
But even like in the physical concept of money, man, money is a filthy thing. Money is probably one of the dirtiest things you could touch on a daily basis. Okay.
Oh, whoa. Just filthy as far as germs.
Yeah, I want to let him finish his point. I mean, what was you saying?
Filthy as far as germs, filthy as far as toxins, filthy as it's one of the most it's one of the dirtiest things you can put your hands on, on a daily basis or whatever. Do we really, as a society, do we really want to base our family future, our family crest, our family reputation on something that is as physically dirty as money is? I mean, because go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. I want you to finish your point.
No, I'm done. I'm done. It was just like a secondary thought, man.
I'm saying when you describe it as filthy and dirty, that's I mean, you can have that opinion about it because that's your opinion or might be your experience, but money can be a good thing too.
No, it's a fact. I'm not talking about the nature of money. I'm talking about the physical thing that is money. I'm talking about the dollars you have in your wallet right now. They're filthy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I wanted him to explain.
Right. So I'm gonna listen from this point.
Yeah. So
I mean, to try to build your familial foundation, your legacy upon such a filthy thing, I think that's the the wrong start in the beginning.
I think the definition of it is wrong because of the conditioning. We are conditioned that it is a problem solver, but it is a tool to solve your problem. And I'm not trying to be clever when I say that, but money is a tool because what it does
right.
is it puts you in places. It puts you in places for comfort, for upward mobility, for to put your family decades down the line in position to be comfortable. It's a tool. Now, it took me a long time to understand that because of the conditioning of the United States. This country is built off of power and wealth. It's what it is. This is why everybody wants to come here. This is why every country tries its best to dominate it. Because think about it. Back in the 80s, Japan came here and was buying up all of New York and buying up all of LA. Buildings, land. That's what they were doing. To possess and have a foothold in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And every other country that comes here as a country to own property here because it is a sort of a trophy for here because this is what, even though it's not ran by it, it is the nature to say that that's what makes the world go around. Money makes the world go around. And the United States is the damn poster child for money.
Well, since Corey described it that way, man, what brings to mind with me is that when Jesus went into the temple and turned the tables and stuff like that, what was he making the statement against? Was it capitalism?
Partly capitalism, partly using the power that you have to rob the poor.
Exploitation. Yeah. Exploitation and all that stuff. Right. That was exactly what that passage was speaking of. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you can look at it in those terms, but if you are philanthropic, shit like that, and the money that you made, you have different entities where you're giving back to the community. That's not negative. That's not dirty. That's, you know what I'm saying, of giving back to the community, and that's a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? You're not. It's not ill-gotten gains. It's not manipulation. It's, hey, you know, I'm fortunate and I can give back. So there is a positive aspect of that too.
I mean,
So isn't it about striking the right balance?
but and that's the thing about it is what I described to you before is the definition through the conditioning. What you said is absolutely right. You know what I'm saying?
But where does the altruism stop? Where does the charity stop? Are you obligated
Well,
to?
altruism is about character, right?
All obligation does not apply to this, man. It's about, listen to what I'm saying to you.
Mm,
People will
Say that again. Say that again, bro.
obligation does not apply to this in reality, I should say. This is not disagreeing with you because that's how people feel, right? The people who don't get the opportunity feel, well, you got this much, you should be obligated to do this much. Has nothing to do with it. That's them trying to throw a guilt trip on you. But the thing about it is, it's still you should, because give, if you give, you're creating the base to get. You know what I'm saying? People,
You think everybody feels that way, bro?
no, you
Tax
talking to me.
breaks and all. You talking tax breaks and all that shit now.
But see, that's the thing though. Yeah, that's in place. It's in place to do so. I mean, because the Carnegies and the Heinz and all of those cats, right? And the Mellons, they was like, yo, people was like, oh, they were beautiful. They did these things in their twilight years, right? But it was all a tax break. It might be a little bit of charity, right? But the thing about it, those things were done so they could keep their wealth for their family legacy, right? But see, here's my thing. I definitely don't want to lose this point. Even though with that in mind, there's no obligation to do these things. That's why I say it doesn't apply, because you could sit here and say, hey, I'm doing this for a tax break. I'm doing this, that's another, right? But really the whole thing about it is, if you don't have, if you're disingenuous to why you're giving the money is given to help someone. And that's the whole nature of it, is really charity towards men and women and children. You know what I'm saying?
So you made a decision.
Exactly.
Whatever your motivation is, you made a decision, right?
You made a decision, and the good is going to those folks.
Okay, so in terms of making a decision and motivation, you know what I'm saying? Is there? I guess what I want to say is, because I'm trying to understand the points you're making, man. If it's all predicated on tax breaks and stuff like that, that's your motivation, bro.
First of
You know what I'm
all,
saying? You can say, well, hey, look what I'm giving back, but you have an underlying motivation to do so. But is that genuine?
see, you're missing my point. It makes no difference.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
It makes no difference whether or not you're being genuine or not. It is being done.
the money don't care where it comes from.
It is being done. I'm not going to sit here if somebody decides to do a thing to help people, right? I don't give a shit if he's getting a tax break. I don't care. Because if that's going to needy people, to give them a chance in life. I'm not talking about
Well, that's capitalism for you, bro.
even though it's good. I don't know how capitalism.
Because either you can choose to give it away without being penalized or not.
But hold on. Let me just say this. I'm not talking. See, most people confuse charity with the giving away shit, like with the SNAP. The SNAP program is designed in reality. Why it was created or not was for people to survive.
Those are two different situations to me, bro. If I'm being honest.
No, it's not. And let me explain to you. I gave that example for people to survive. So if it's a tax break, why would I care if he's contributing or she's contributing to the betterment of people and children? Why would I care why this person is motivated? Because I'm not. If you're doing something that pertains to morality, good men and women, but you secretly like, oh, I get this tax break and I'm gonna get half of it back or 3/4 of it back. I don't give a shit. You know why? Because what you did was you contributed towards someone living.
But here's the thing, though, bro. I mean, I'm just piggybacking on what you're saying. Here's the thing, bro. People in that situation who's able to give back in that situation in terms of tax breaks, they're concerned about the percentages and shit.
Again, I don't care.
How much you're being taxed? They're concerned about the percentage of the shit. If they was concerned about their fellow man, they wouldn't give a shit about the percentage, bro.
Bro, I'm not debating that. I'm giving you that. But the act has already been done. You see what I'm saying? The act has already been done. It is put in place for needy people. Now you trying to get in different tax brackets and doing this and save money and all this without paying taxes or whatever. All right, knock yourself out. Because if I'm able to serve mankind before I go into my tax breaks, then really and truly, there's a good thing that's being done. That's all.
Yeah, but there's nuances to that, bro. That argument, bro. There's nuances to nuances to. If I'm a single parent man who's working hard every day, working 2 jobs, hard every day, and I'm not going to say penalized, but I have to adhere to the certain taxes that come out of my check every goddamn year. And then the upper echelon is not equal, it's not the same, but I have to depend on your charity? You know what I'm saying? How does that, where's the fairness in that?
Oh, what charity, if you working every day, what charity are you dependent on?
I'm saying
if you're paying your taxes and you're able to get through, what charity are you dependent on? I don't understand that.
What I'm saying is that if me as a middle class person is paying a certain amount of taxes that come out of my check every year, right? And then the up person that's 2 or 3 steps above me is not paying their fair share of taxes, but I have to depend on their charity or what they get to, whatever organization that they give to.
How are you dependent on it? Well, I'm lost at. How are you?
I'm saying
not you as a person receiving.
I know. I did admit that was a wrong for that. I get that. I was just focusing on the fact that they did this for somebody who couldn't do it for themselves. That's all.
What is that? I'm still on. I'll call you. I'm still on. I'll call you when we get done. Say hey to your uncles, man.
Wow.
What's going on, nephew?
Nephew, what's up?
Hey, they said, "What's up, nephew?"
What's happening, people?
What's going on?
on?
Is the podcast going, or are you just?
Podcast. We'll be done in a minute. Jacoy, maybe you can articulate it better than me, man, because I think you understand the point I'm making. Man.
I understand the point you're making. You think I'm debating the fact that they
I don't think anything. I don't think.
Hold on, let me finish.
I don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think you understanding where I'm coming from, and I think Jacoy get where I'm coming from.
I do understand what you're coming. You have a problem with them getting tax breaks, right? Because they're being charitable. This is what you're saying. And I'm saying I'm not there with you. I am the fact that this is helping other people prior to the tax break. That's all.
All right.
That's all I was saying.
We can leave it. We can leave it like that.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying. But
come on. All right. I'm a tell me what you're saying, because and
what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
Quick and concise, man.
What I'm saying in its totality. What I'm saying is, if you got a middle class person who's being taxed to a certain degree, right? That they have to be responsible for. And then you got these corporations that's not even meeting the same amount of tax that this middle class person is meeting. Just because you give money in charity doesn't make you equal, because it's all predicated on what it is that you choose to give, to be involved. But you're not held to the same standard, is what I'm saying.
And I did not disagree with you. I said to you,
you didn't agree with me either.
Yes, I did. I did.
That's where I'm confused with your agreement with me. That's why I'm confused at.
First of all, what I said to you was the fact that on this end, I said it a long time ago. The tax breaks and all of that, it's not fair that they're doing it. I was just saying to you, in the front end of it, if the money that they're giving to the people who need it, I feel it was a good thing. That's it. Has nothing to do with what you're saying, because you're saying afterwards. This is what.
So no obligation, just because whether or not they feel like it.
All right. I'm telling you, I understand what you're saying and I agree with you. But you want me to answer for something that I don't agree with. I'm with you.
Okay.
That's all it was.
I'm just trying to gain understanding, bro.
Bro,
based on what you're saying. I don't want you to be frustrated, man, with me. I'm just trying to get understanding.
Well, this is what I'm saying to you. I'm not frustrated. I'm saying to you, and I've said it a couple times. Now, this is not frustration. I'm telling you. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. I was just talking about people who receiving funds on the front end. I thought that was a good thing because they're getting the money that they need. You understand?
All right.
Now the fairness of the middle class and all that. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's not fair. It's not fair.
All right.
That's all I mean, and that's all it is. But look, it was a great conversation. Last word of the night, Damon.
Yeah, I got and I want y'all to bear with me, man. Damn it, I should have been more prepared. Oh, here it is. That brother.
No.
Marshawn Leland, man, that brother that played for the Dallas Cowboys, who
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you know, that broke my heart, bro.
that was sad.
That touched me to a whole nother level, man.
It's a sad thing, man.
I cannot. It just messed with me to the point where I saw a brother. He's from Grand Rapids. He played for Western. He got picked. He was the 56th pick in the second round in the 2024 draft, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying he committed suicide. Now, I'm not speaking on no conspiracy theory whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Because when I did my research, I realized, man, that he was calling friends and loved ones and saying, you know, this is the last time you're going to hear from me, and so on and so forth. And I'm paraphrasing. And the man wound up dead. And my first initial thought was, man, it's some shit behind this, man. Was he assassinated? Did the police do whatever, right? Until I realized through my research that he was reaching out and I'm speculating, but the brother took his own life, bro.
Yeah.
It's what they're saying.
In those situations, man, you know, whether you believe it's valid or not, I mean, you know, especially as a family member, you still have, you know, a moral obligation to follow up, man. You know, to answer your phone.
That's exactly my point, bro. Go ahead.
That was it.
That's exactly my point, man. And I think, man, how this situation touched my heart, man. Are we communicating communicating with our loved ones, man? Especially in this time, as Black people, are we communicating? Who's in despair, bro? Who is hopeless at this time? And my heart goes out to this man, his family, his fiance, his friends, a person who was involved in the rotation of the team, who was building something. How do some of us come to that conclusion, bro?
Don't know, man.
Yeah. Outside looking in ain't much of a, you know, perspective. I mean, you know, it's you think about Donny Hathaway, think about Phyllis Hyman, you know,
Right.
immensely,
Exactly, bro.
immensely talented people, man, whose music has defined different moments of my life. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, why on earth would these people make a decision that detrimental? Depression is a motherfucker, man.
It is.
It is a wicked motherfucker, man, for real. You know, and a lot of us just aren't equipped to deal with it on a daily basis.
That's true.
I'm just saying. Oh, go ahead, Keith.
No, go ahead and wrap it up, brother. I know you want to say something else.
I'm just saying, I don't know that man from Adam, but my heart breaks for him and his family.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the hard work involved and the success that was there for the taking. How the hell does that happen, bro?
Yeah.
I don't get it. And I just wanted to give him a shout out, man. He's from Grand Rapids. He went to Western Michigan. He went 56 in the second round to the Dallas Cowboys. He just scored a fucking touchdown, bro.
Yeah.
And based on what they're saying, he took his own life. Make it make sense, bro. We as black people, are we that much in despair, bro? Experiencing success?
Well, I don't think success is associated with despair, man.
I mean, you have to look at it for what the situation was. Like I just said, the brother just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, and it makes sense, and I understand that.
He made the team. He was in the rotation, bro.
Not knowing him, but if he took his life, there's some mental health issues with that.
Right. And that's all. I was just trying to figure that shit out, bro.
No, good point, man. I'm glad you brought it up. Jaquari, last words.
Brothers, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, man. I look forward to the next. Y'all be safe.
You too, brother.
Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Build our numbers up. We talked about a lot of things. We talked about our own personal journeys in this YouTube space, in this social media space, because it's been a pleasure to do it with my brothers and my friends, because it's about conversation, it's about connecting, it's about learning. I pray that everybody's safe. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your week. Please go like, share, and subscribe. This is Strong Perspective Podcast. Have a great weekend.
Last point, man. Marshawn Kneeland. Pray for his family, man.
Pray for his family. Good night.
Peace.